What's good, everybody? Welcome to Chalk It to the Game, and we're back again. It's your host, Marquis Holland, and I'm here with my two brothers.
It's your boy Joe Sue.
It'll be another week.
And we are going to get it right into it. We're here to talk about the Lakers.
Indeed.
I honestly had them winning.
I did too.
Nah, I had them going back to back.
And this unfortunate event has just put it's up in the air now.
Especially in the West.
Yeah.
We already know who's going to
Lakers.
win in the East, but the West is up for grabs.
Yeah, I think the West is definitely up for grabs. How do y'all feel that with the Lakers moving forward? What do you feel need to be readjusted?
So,
I honestly told people.
I'm gonna say depth.
Before
Go
they
ahead.
started, I don't think they were a better team than last year. I said that. I did not like Dennis Schroeder and all of them and Mark Gasol. I said I liked my Dwight or my JaVale McGee, my Rajon Rondo. I said that. And for them to get a first round exit,
Yeah, it hurts. I totally agree with. I think last year's team might have been better. I know this is all hindsight, but I think this year's team was just more had a little bit more youth to it. Like Trez is still young. I think he's probably 20, 27-ish. So the dude, he got some years left on him. The thing is, he's just not as big of a presence as I think Zubac really helped him last year because he didn't have to play the five as much. So he could go down to the floor and still play bully ball and do what he needed to do. When they brought him here, he was kind of forced to play the big man role a lot more. And I don't think that was a recipe for success. And then just the injuries. When you don't have really depth like that, and you have two of your best stars missing 27 games and missing, I forgot how long AD was out. He was on and off for a year. So, I mean, you just don't have any depth behind those guys. You're falling off. That's how they slipped to the seventh seed. They was in the second seed, and that's how they slipped to the seventh. So, I mean, they need to address depth, not just on the wings, but also in the paint. Because honestly, we all know LeBron ain't got that much longer left. And if they're really trying to create a foundation for Anthony Davis moving forward, they're going to need to get him some help or develop Kuzma to the point where as though he's a viable number two.
And I like that you said that because I honestly thought Montrezl Harrell should have played more in the playoffs, which he did not. Mm-hmm. And Kyle Kuzma, he did not show up like he talks. You know what I mean? He always says like, "Oh yeah, wait till next year, this and that," and he did that in the beginning of the year, and then you crap the bed, and then next thing you know, the season's over. He's talking about wait till next year again. Come on, how many wait till next years are you gonna have?
I agree with you.
And then with the whole Dennis Schroeder, he didn't have his best playoff series, and we expected a lot more from him. Bron gave you what Bron could give you. To him, I guess the ankle injury was still bothering him. I guess he still wasn't 100%, and then missing AD when she should not have played in that game, pulling his groin, just putting him at risk.
Game 6?
Yeah. Yeah. I just think you should have just let him sit out because you already knew like he wasn't able to battle.
So do you think that would have made a difference as far as, do you think the Lakers still would have won and forced a game 7? Or do you think that still would have been the end of the season? Because Book dropped 45?
Yeah. I think they just have a better chance. I still think they lose, but when you see your star player and you're relying on a star player and then he goes down, that decreases the morale of the team instead of already having somebody in position like a Kyle Kuzma who could step up and just play from the start, just starting, or Montrezl Harrell starting, and just give you a better oral to the team. Your energy's high. You're not worried about injuries because you're focused on the key pieces that you know that can play.
Not gonna be there, right?
Yeah. So but saying that, relying on a guy like Anthony Davis, and then he gets hurt in the way in the beginning, it was just like, you know, sometimes that play into the effect of the players. Like, we don't got AD, it's all LeBron, and then LeBron only can do so much.
See, and that's the thing. And I'm gonna let you chime in because I know you just joining back. But one quick thing about that is the sad reality is Anthony Davis has been hurt 4 times this year and has sat out multiple games all 4 times this year. Like, it's not just a nick or a bruise here. Like, no, he is sitting out significant time. And for him to not even be available when his team needed him is tough. You know, you kind of, you know, he's a fragile guy. He's a frail guy, even though he's trying to get bigger. But he's injury prone. And you got to expect that as a coach. And you got to expect that as a general manager. That's why you need to have viable pieces behind him. But with that, you still got to understand that if you're relying on him, you know, like LeBron said the best, he's never going to be 100% again. None of these players are 100% right now. Anthony Davis was probably at a 40%, to be honest with you. And LeBron was maybe at 50 or 60%. But it's like you got to expect to play with that, but your other supporting role have to step up as well. So it's a tough one, but it was to be expected because Anthony Davis gets hurt. He gets hurt a lot, honestly. A lot. And it's sad because he's such a good player. But it's like, you know, DeMarcus Cousins. It's like you can't really see what he can do, you know, as far as, you know, for a long period of time because he has so many breaks in between because of injury. So it's going to be tough moving forward, but I think they still have a chance, you know, next year if they make some good offseason moves.
I think it's time to get rid of Kyle Kuzma.
Who else? But who's going to pick him up, though? What can you get for him?
A lot of people are saying the Shanghai Sharks.
China. Oh, no. He ain't that bad, yo. Come on, now.
Nah, but I'm just saying it's time to get rid of Kyle Kuzma.
It's more than Kyle, to be honest.
I think you need to add another piece as far as like another big man. One more. Just one more, because I think Andre Drummond, he wasn't even there more than like what?
He needs more time, but games. The time he's been there, he's been very helpful.
He hasn't even been there more than 15, 20 games. So
I don't hear about time when he had Dwight Howard barely playing last year. He was still able to contribute and help the team.
Andre Drummond did okay. He still got you. He was still consistently double-double. It wasn't like a big like how he usually gets you 20, 15. That's
what I'm saying. We needed that impact. They needed that impact from Andre Drummond. That real, like, he was still he was relentless on the board as always, but he wasn't what he needed to be for what he was hyped up to be coming into the Lakers franchise. So like they was like, oh yeah, this is the missing piece, and I didn't see him be any piece. To be honest with you,
he definitely could have did better than what he displayed. I can agree with you on that, but I think they need another playmaker, somebody who could take the ball out of Bron's hands. And I'm not saying Dennis Schroeder is not a playmaker. I'm just saying
he's not the point guard you really need. To be honest with you,
you need. But a lot of people liked him when he started. Marc Gasol. I think Marc Gasol gotta go. I think he's
even brought in.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure.
But you also got to remember, you got to check out like the market in each role. You got to see what other big man is out there that can be able to replace Marc Gasol. You also got to see what other guards are going to be out there that can replace Dennis Schroeder. You can't just trade them because the value of some other point guards aren't the same. So you got to see what you're going to get for each pieces. But I do agree they do have to go. A lot of players on the Lakers, they have to go. They disappointed us.
It's not even so much because of disappointment. I just don't think that they are the piece to them being back on that championship run. That's what it is for me. And let's switch lanes to the other Los Angeles team, the Clippers. How did y'all like that finals?
After the first game, I thought they were gonna lose in the first round. But then Kawhi just came out of nowhere and just shut the last 2 games down.
I ain't gonna lie. I was not worried at all. Even when they were 2, I wasn't worried at all. I wasn't even worried just in the slightest.
Why weren't you worried? I really want to know this. Why weren't you worried?
Because I didn't think Dallas could close them up, and they proved that they couldn't. They proved they couldn't. I wasn't even worried.
But that's
I knew Luka was going to give me Luka.
Yeah.
But the Luka, who else?
But the thing is, the ball was always in Luka's hands.
And they won 3 games.
He's the point guard, though.
In his hand, though.
I mean, I understand he's the point guard, but you're not the only player on the team. Everybody should be able to score. Granted, he does assist, he does pass the ball, so they are going to need more playmakers as well for them to be able to get over the first round hump. But Kristaps Porzingis got to be able to have the ball as well, because he just said that he feels like he's basically a role player. He doesn't feel like a star because Luka has the ball most of the time.
He lost his chance of being a star in New York once he got hurt. He lost that. But
that's between them. All I'm saying is that Kawhi did his thing, and they won. They won. The Dallas team that I thought it wasn't going to close them out. They're exciting.
Well, so that's my thing though. I can only go based on what I've seen history-wise, right? History tells me that in elimination games, the Clippers, mainly their 2 stars, shit the bed. That's what history tells us. Based off of last year's play.
Yesterday wasn't. Oh, last year. Okay.
History. That's what I'm saying. History. Based off of last year. I said in elimination games. Now, this year, game 6, they was down 3-2. This year in game 6, Kawhi had to drop with 45 in order for them to win. And then on game 7, he had to take over again.
And they won 15.
Right. So, yeah, but that was, it was 7 with like 47 seconds. They just kept fouling it. But the thing was, I'm just saying, like, I didn't expect them to close it out because I didn't see a change in the team for real this year. Like, yeah, they got Rondo. Yeah, they let go of Lou, they let go of Trez and all that stuff. But I didn't see a change in the demeanor of the team. Like, they still lost close, like the games that they should have won. They still had mismatches that they couldn't take advantage of. Paul George should have been going off this entire series.
Yeah, he should have. And that was
Tim Hardaway on him.
He's showing me that he's a legit number 2, and he just talks too much.
Yeah, he's not a number 1.
He's not the top 10 player that everybody thought he was
4 years ago.
Hey, how long have I been saying Paul George is a regular season player?
We've agreed with you though. We've agreed with you.
How long have I been saying that?
I said that for a while. I'll give you that, Joseph.
And what's going on? There's no such thing as playoff P. No such thing.
We didn't call him that. He called himself that. Whenever you have to give yourself a nickname, look, whenever you have to give yourself a nickname, it doesn't count. It doesn't count when you have to give yourself a nickname.
No,
I
not at all. Because no. But the thing is, the Clippers, they made their decision with Paul George, so Kawhi literally could leave. If I was Kawhi, I would leave. That's 2 years in a row. Well, actually, yeah, they're going to lose. I feel like they're going to lose.
I don't think they're going to lose. I think it's going to be
the Jazz, but probably in the Western Conference Championship.
I don't know who's going to beat them.
Suns?
You the Clippers or the Sun or the Jazz?
Who do I got versus Clippers versus Jazz?
No, I'm saying like you said you don't know who's going to beat who. I was like, who are you talking about, the Jazz or the Clippers?
I like the Clippers to beat the Jazz, honestly.
Probably because of youth, but the thing is, it's just gonna be Kawhi again.
And Kawhi versus Donovan Mitchell. That's gonna be the whole series.
And the thing is, would you even say Zubac is a good matchup for Gobert? Because what other do they have?
Lengthwise, skill-wise, Gobert is not. No, Gobert is better.
I'm just saying it's going to be interesting to see Kawhi versus Donovan Mitchell, which I expect Kawhi to win.
Or are we going to see
the Clippers go to the Western Conference Finals, and then if they play the Suns, which I anticipate them playing.
They're gonna play the Suns.
That's gonna be a fun matchup to see. If they beat the Suns, right, and they go to the finals, if you're Kawhi, you can't go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Why would you leave if y'all go to the finals? That wouldn't make sense. And where would you go? I would like to see Paul George get traded for Dame Dollar.
He just signed the max though, bro.
People sign maxes all the time. Listen,
just last year.
Hey, people sign maxes all the time. Look
at a 5-year max. It was like a 3-year jump.
Either way, people sign maxes all the time. You could you could trade. You could trade that away.
Look. If I'm a GM, you got Paul George for Dame Dollar. You need to give me way more than Paul George. You need to give me Kawhi too. That's me.
That wouldn't even make sense. Why would I give you Paul George and Kawhi for Damian Lillard?
Because Paul George is not on the same level as Damian Lillard. You got to give me more than that.
It's about the salary too, though. But I mean,
the fact that he think I'm gonna give him 2 players of that caliber.
For Dame Dollar?
Yeah. No.
Why would I give you Damian Lillard, who's consistent throughout the regular season and postseason, and then trade you? I'm trading you my franchise player for a guy who only shows up in the regular season.
But you don't. The thing about that is that you have a guy that's good in the regular season and postseason, but he doesn't get anywhere. On another hand, you have a guy that did the same thing that got to the Western Conference Finals and lost in James Harden. So at the end of the day, he's not as great. He's great. Don't get me wrong. He's a great player, but there's levels to it. At the end of the day, like Dame is still on. I think he's still level 3 right now.
I just think he's short of
3. I should say
he's short of another.
And that was the next subject. How do y'all see Dame's future in Portland? Because I really see him leaving, honestly. And if I was him, I would want to go to the Clippers and play with Kawhi. I will put Paul George over there in Portland with him and CJ so they can have fun. Because CJ can't, I'm sorry, CJ is not that guy, Kenny. He's just not the guy, okay? As much as you want him to be the guy, he's not the guy.
What do I tell you every time? I look at potential and I look at skill. If I see him make a great move, if I see anybody make great moves, but they miss the shot, I sit back, I'm like, okay, they missed the shot, but they have the ability to make great moves. Now I say CJ McCollum is a very crafty player, and I think he's one of the best as far as potential. Whether he reaches it or not, I have no bearing on that. That's not my thing. All thing I can say is that he has great potential. And I think he could easily be one of the best in the top 15 in the league, easy. If he really if he was just more consistent. But I tell you that every time.
He's a half a star.
Okay, now he's getting
versus superstar.
He's a regular season player.
He's a regular season player.
All right, so I'm about to get off this phone.
He's baked chicken.
We're not doing
no
this for the night.
Like he's not. He ain't nothing, Kenny. He ain't nothing. And this is why they ain't going nowhere.
You think it's because of CJ?
Yes.
You think it's not because of all the old ass players that they surrounded him with Carmelo, Trevor Ariza, and Derrick Jones that can't shoot?
No.
Derrick Jones that can't shoot.
If you replace CJ with Bradley Beal, if you replace CJ with Bradley Beal and it's Dame Dollar and Bradley Beal, they win the series.
Yeah. I'm not saying anything against Bradley. Bradley is probably one of the top players in the league as well.
My point.
He was one of the top players.
He's a great compliment to Dame Dollar because he's going to get the job done. CJ can't get it done.
Have we seen it? Have we even?
Yes, we've seen him not get the job done.
No, by himself.
Who?
CJ. Have you seen him not do it by himself? Because it's different when you got a superstar next to you. It's like, I had a bad game this time. It happens, whatever. It's different when you the man. It's different when you the man. And you have and you're just like, all right, I just shit the bed. It's a totally different.
You want to know why he would never ever be the man? Because you can't even do it when the pressure's not even totally on you. So why would I make you the man and put more pressure on you when you can't even do it as a number two?
I agree with you at the same time. But again, like I said, I like his potential.
And people like Paul George's potential.
No. He's too late to have potential. No, he's too late to have potential.
People like Paul George's potential.
Paul George is 32 years old. That man has no more potential left.
So who is y'all picks for the NBA Finals? I'd love to hear it.
Suns versus the Nets.
Suns versus the Nets?
Yeah, Suns versus the Nets.
I might have to agree with that. I don't know if anybody's stopping Book and CP3 right now. And Aiton's actually not playing bad right now.
I don't know, honestly. I like the Clippers versus the Nets. And then I like the Suns versus the Nets too.
Clippers versus Nets would be an interesting series.
That would be a great series where the Nets would beat them in 5.
But Rondo's going to have to start. So Rondo's going to have to start. Then it's going to be Kawhi and PG because you're going to have to guard, especially James Harden, Kyrie, and KD are all starting. Because you're going to need to have some type of defense to get them out of their rhythm in the first quarter.
Ain't nobody getting out of no rhythm.
But it's going to be a one-on-one series because Paul George is a one-on-one player. KD's a one-on-one player. James Harden's a one-on-one player. Kyrie's a one-on-one player. Kawhi is even turned into a one-on-one player. At least the past series he was. He been taking people off the dribble. Woo. Come out of nowhere.
If it's turned into a one-on-one series, the Nets will easily blow them out every game.
Yeah, but it's going to be interesting. That's what I'm going to say. Because it's going to be KD and Kawhi. It's going to be KD and Kawhi.
Kyrie Irving's going to do what he do.
Yeah, of course.
Harden, if he comes back, going to do what he do.
Sneaky. He's going to be sneaky. He's going to give you a sneaky 20. I'll tell you that. Kyrie's going to give you a sneaky 20. James is going to give you a nice 30-piece.
Joe Harris
going to be happy.
15.
Joe Harris, yeah, right. Blake Griffin going to somehow get you 12 and 10 somehow.
I hope Jeff Green's back by then.
Oh my goodness, Jeff Green?
I hope he's back.
Let's see if they get past the Bucks. Right now, the series is 2-0 Nets. After an onslaught that was displayed tonight.
KD dropped 32 on their head.
You see how he crossed up Giannis? Whoop, whoop, whoop.
I don't know what's going on. If the Bucks don't go 2-0, the series is over. Like, they have to win both games at home.
Oh.
If they lose one, it's over. If they go down 3-1, it's over. It's a wrap.
I think you're right.
They might get the first game. Go ahead, Kate.
That's the perfect example of offense, defense. Defense wins championships until there's better offense, type of thing. Like, defense will always, defense wins. When your offense is just lighting it up like that, just don't stop.
This is not even at this point. I don't even know what to call it. Like, this is just a powerhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, can we stop and recognize my man Trae Young? Because I'm tired of him not getting his props. I'm tired of him getting disrespected. I'm tired of him not getting his props. They didn't even make the All-Star game.
It was too many. It was too many guards, bro.
All I'm saying.
Too many guards. I'm sorry.
All I'm saying is, bro, ain't make the All-Star game.
Not yet.
It was spectacular. After just being the All-Star starter the year before, and the only player they ever talk about out his draft class is Luka. Oh no. I'm not saying Luka's not great, but Trae Young, and then to beat Philly at Philly like that, was blowing Philly out by up 20, and Joel Embiid was back.
But Philly came back like a good 5 times.
They came back towards the end when people ready to go home. Like, no, that don't count.
A comeback is a comeback. What do you mean?
Is it a comeback if you
but that
lose?
doesn't count.
But that shows the Hawks resolve. That shows the Hawks resolve, as in like you could come back, but we bend, but we don't break. Like you're not going to complete the comeback. You're not going to touch us, but like you could try.
Come on.
We gonna see. We let's see how the rest of the series goes. I do like how it started though. I like how it started.
If the Hawks win,
a lot of potential.
This is going to be interesting. If the Hawks win, the Sixers is over. Doc Rivers fired. Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons split.
That might happen.
Build.
No, ain't no Mike. Tobias Harris is out of there. Like people are gone. People are gone. You don't lose to the Hawks. You don't lose to the Hawks.
It's a playoff team. No matter who it is.
No. You don't
lost to the Wizards. If they had lost to the Wizards, would you have said the same thing?
Oh yeah, you don't lose to the Wizards.
Damn, bro.
What you mean? You're just out here losing to the Wizards? Oh nah.
What's wrong with you?
I don't care how many stars. It's only 2 stars. It's only Russ and
So what? It's only 2 stars on half the teams in the league. So what?
No. Wizards is sorry with 2 stars.
So
Atlanta is with star. They're whipping people with a star.
2 points better than 2.
So you don't lose to the Hawks, especially after you done built this team up, done brung in a new head coach and paying people all this money, and you lose to the Hawks.
So let me ask you a question.
You lose to the Hawks.
You think if the Clippers don't win this year, you think Ty Lue is out?
I think if they go to the finals, he's good.
No, but it's damn near a championship or bust because Kawhi may not re-sign with them. This is contract year.
I think the thing is, if they run into the Nets and they lose to the Nets, people are gonna have multiple excuses like, oh, the Nets should have won because they had this, and this. When you have excuses on your side because people expect the Nets to win. People have been saying Nets.
Yeah.
A shocker if the Clippers go to the finals and beat the Nets. Because people wouldn't expect that.
No, I ain't talking about them winning. I said if they lose.
If they lose?
Not even in the finals. If they lose along the way. For 2 championship or bust years.
They have to go to the finals. They have to go to the finals. LeBron's not in it no more.
Look, they just went to 7 games with
and now they're gonna face a nice team in the Utah Jazz.
Like,
Utah ain't nothing. Utah ain't nobody but the number 1 seed Atlanta Hawks from a few years back. Utah ain't nobody to be scared of.
I disagree with that, but all right.
I'm gonna just say,
I disagree with that.
Since they just came off of a game 7, Utah is actually gonna push them to like 6.
I think the thing is, Utah got all the momentum. Clippers is tired, like you said. They came off game 7. They only have a day rest because the day in between. So everything's is on Utah's side for them to win. And you got home court advantage. If you don't win, that's a problem.
That just shows the youth and inexperience, of course.
They got some Michael Conley. He been there before. Look, Rudy Gobert, it's time for him to put up a shut up. Donovan Mitchell, it's time for him to ball out again. We got to see if that bubble was just a bubble. You know what I mean? You add a couple of more pieces to your thing. It's time to step up. So
I think this is going to be Jordan Clarkson's coming out here. I think he's going to average about 16 in this series.
I mean, he ain't got to do nothing but score, and that's the best.
If he can help out Donovan Mitchell, because Mitchell is his 3-point shot is really getting up there, especially his step backs. But he's a mid-range guy. He's mid-range and then Clarkson's more of an actual shooter. And he's good off the dribble as well. So I think if they can get Clarkson going, I think that they stand a much better chance of beating them because you take the 2 wing defenders and you put them on them, especially when they're both in the game, it's going to be, you're going to tire them out. And I think that's what they really want to do is be able to tire out their 2 stars and make everybody else work for it. This is going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see. So,
So
looking forward to that series.
So let's switch sports. Julio to the Tennessee Titans. Some people look stressed already that they're in their division. Some people are stressed already. The football didn't even start yet. Josu, are you okay? Is there something you want to say?
I thought we were going to win the division. Heck no. We're not winning it. We're not winning it. Wild card season. But it's okay.
Yet again.
It's okay, though. We'll be in the second round. And then we'll lose.
Did y'all make it to the second round last year?
No.
Okay.
We had Phillip Rivers last year.
I don't want to hear excuses, bro. I don't want to hear excuses. The coleslaws, not Phillip Rivers. Your defense had a part to play as well. Your receivers had a part. Your running backs, your offensive line.
The thing is, he say it like Phillip Rivers.
No.
He say it like Phillip Rivers.
No, it was a
get them to the
3-point game.
playoffs, though.
It was a 3-point game.
Let me ask you a question. Was there any drop passes by any receivers during that game?
I mean, that happens in every football game, so I'm not.
So with that, it's not on Phillip. It's not everything on Phillip. Unless everybody played a perfect game, I always hear Phillip Rivers can't lead. Nah. If your running back didn't get that first down, or if your running back failed to get a first down and you had to punt, that took a whole possession out of you. That's a tough. You could easily go get a field goal there. So I mean, at this point, it's all about missed opportunities from everybody. I always hear about Phillip Rivers.
I'm saying we had an aged quarterback who couldn't take us as far as we can go. That's one. Our defense is still in its youth stage. That's two. We're still looking or still in need of a secondary tight end. That's three. Replacing Costanzo. That's four, which we did, by the way, in the draft. So there's multiple reasons on why we did not.
All I hear was
second round.
We're not
but
good
the main
enough.
thing, hold on, the main thing
We're
is we lack in the quarterback.
Good enough.
We lack in the quarterback. We're gonna make it to the second round this season, but then we're gonna lose.
Just say we're not good enough.
You're not even gonna be in third place.
We're not
in your division, so I don't want to hear that.
Say that.
Second, you're not even gonna be third.
Say we're not good enough.
Yeah, say that for your team.
Say we're not good enough.
Dead last in your division.
Say we're not good enough.
Can all three of us say it? Because I don't think any team of my team is gonna be good this year. Let's all three of us say it in unison. How about that?
I'm saying second place. Second place in our division.
You know how you see how happy he is to say second place. You want to know why? Because he's not good enough. Who settles for second?
If you ain't first, you're last, baby.
Exactly. Ricky Bobby said it best.
Bobby, baby.
Listen, we're second place, and we're still gonna make the playoffs.
We're not good enough. Say that. You're right, Kenny. Let's all say it at the same time because Atlanta ain't going nowhere.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
We're not good enough. Come on, Sue. Just bring it in.
Nope.
Y'all not good enough.
Nope.
You in this 2 to 3 years, please kiss it. Kiss it goodbye. Kiss it. Throw it out the window.
You gotta be.
You don't
be
think
optimistic in this and that about your coach.
You have to be realistic with your teams.
That's what I'm saying. So why do you have these unrealistic expectations?
What unrealistic expectations?
What makes you think 2 to 3 years your team is in the Super Bowl?
Who are you guys beating? That's not getting
No, it's so many questions.
Like there's so many teams that got better over this past year, over the past 2 years, over the past 3 years.
He acts like his team may be best improved.
Yeah, and everybody's going to stay the same over the next 3 years. Like, no. You see how the Browns quickly got up over the past 2 years?
Y'all are mixing everything completely.
No. This is what I'm saying. You're saying 3 years, right? You have a 3-year plan for your team. You're like a GM right now, right? What teams do you think that you're going to beat in 3 years? Like, you have a team that made a quick turnover in the Browns that are headed in the right direction. You think you're going to beat them in the playoffs?
Yes.
All right. Then you're going to beat the Chiefs in the playoffs?
Yes.
All right, that's it. That's it.
I told you before, I love the confidence. So, real quick, only thing I was saying is that it seems as though, like, the realistic things, I'm cool with you making that prediction. But you got to understand, the teams are going to get better next year. Like, even the roster that they have now are going to mature and they're going to be better. Like, Patrick Mahomes is going to be a different quarterback in 3 years than he is now. The AFC is going to look totally different. The Raiders are probably going to be able to beat y'all in 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
So Super Bowl or bust is going to be kind of tough, guy. That's what I'm saying. Let's be realistic here. I'm looking forward to a year. I ain't looking 3 years ahead. 3 years. I don't
Even
think
3 years, because we don't have much experience together in the postseason, especially with the brand new quarterback. Okay. We have to get the experience together, which is why I say we're definitely going to make it to the postseason, because we have the talent to make it, because we've been there the last few seasons.
That's cool. But
okay, so we're going to make the postseason because we're a postseason team. We just make the postseason. But because we're going to have a quarterback, new year, so the first year is not going to really go that well because of the teams that are out there. So we're going to, over the next offseason when we lose, because we're going to lose this one, we're going to get better. We're going to fix our teams up just like everybody else does it. But we're going to get it right within the next 3 years.
Right. So I'm saying, what strides do you think that they're making in order to be a 3-year Super Bowl team? Because you still have guys that are still going to be better then than they are now. Like, that's my thing. Like, you're talking about teams that don't, like, your team doesn't have experience. There's teams younger than you or just as young that have the experience already. And what do you think is going to happen within the next 3 years when you are just gaining that experience? They've been at it. That's what I'm saying.
Quarterback already has that experience.
Your quarterback?
Yes.
But he didn't play in the postseason?
I said he has that experience.
But he didn't play in the postseason. His team played. He didn't play. He was hurt. So he doesn't have the experience. He doesn't know what the bright lights feel like. He was on the sideline holding that notepad and with the headphones on. Yeah, he didn't play. I'm sorry. I think
he does have a Super Bowl ring.
Well,
he does. I'm saying it's 3 years is going to be a tough one, dude. Maybe
it's still going to happen.
It's just the fact that he's like, we're going to lose, and he just knows for the fact after they lose, they're getting better. He knows for a fact they're getting better. He's like, we're going to lose.
They've been working on the defense, and they're starting to fix the offense, searching for a solid number 2 wide receiver, searching for a solid tight end.
Good, but you don't think
we're doing everything
else
that we're supposed to be doing.
So question is, what have you guys been doing exponentially better than everybody else that's going to put you above that curve? That's my question. This is not for you to answer now, but it's the question, like, you're getting better. Your team is getting better. So is everybody else. What's going to put you over the hump to get you through the Bills? What's going to put you over the hump to get you through the Chiefs? And what's going to push you over there? Like, getting a number 2 is cool, but he's going to be that dog. Like, Tennessee just got a number 2. Julio's going to be the number 2. It is what it was going to be. But at the same time, they got that dog right there. Like, they can easily make it to the AFC Championship if they wanted to. I think just based off of their offensive firepower. But their defense ain't bad either. Coach Vrabel is on it, man. He's been on it since his first year. So my question is, and it's not for you to answer, but it's just like, what do you think your team is doing exponentially better that gives you that confidence over everybody else? Because everybody else is working too. That's my whole.
He said they're meeting the needs of the GMs.
I think 31 other teams are doing the same thing. But I respect it.
I can dig it, brother. I tell you.
Just wait.
I can dig it. I can dig it.
All you gotta do is wait till it happens.
3 years? Okay, so 2024.
Yeah, but he's gonna add on an extra 3 years, so think about 2027.
That's when y'all gonna have the first pick overall.
That's what he's really thinking about.
Y'all gonna have the first pick overall in that season.
That's hilarious.
I hope so.
Y'all gonna have it the next 2 years.
Instead of us, we're gonna lose and we're gonna get better because we're gonna meet the needs of the team. like every.
That's what the draft is for, though. That's my thing. Like the draft is for that. So if you didn't do that, then
it's gonna go. And it's gonna go our way.
Just because he's a Colts hater doesn't mean we're gonna listen to him.
You really sound like a Dallas Cow. Every year is your year, Joseph.
Nobody hates the Colts, bro.
Like, nobody hates the Colts. Nobody. The Colts don't bother nobody.
I said they don't give me no flag. Like I'm not wasting my energy on that team.
It's just your unrealistic expectations.
My purpose is you.
No, really. It's your unrealistic expectations.
It's you. It's you and Dallas Cowboy fans and New York Knicks fans, okay? It's y'all. Okay? Y'all killing my nerves.
But it's true though.
They say the same thing.
You said what?
They say the same thing.
Who said that?
Cowboys say championship
every year.
I said 3. I didn't say this is our year. I said in 3 years I give us time because I know what's gonna happen.
You know what, man? After that, it's time to wrap it up, man. Because after this, I just can't listen to this no more. I can't. I can't hear this blasphemy.
That put me to sleep. I'm just
honestly.
Mm-hmm. All they do is just hating.
Here we go.
That's
another episode of Talking to the Game. Like I said, I'm your host, Marquise, and it was a pleasure talking with my 2 brothers.
Your boy Josu at it again.
AB, another week, man.
And we out. Peace.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Talking to the Game podcast. You can find us on Instagram at Chalk It to the Game, Twitter at Chalk It 2 the Game, as well as YouTube at Chalk It to the Game channel. You can also catch us on every platform where you can find your favorite podcast. Just search Chalk It to the Game and enjoy.